So this will also be it's being live streamed on YouTube. Okay.
Okay, Guruji.
This will also be it's being live streamed on YouTube. I'm sorry about that. So we have already some horoscopes coming in. Kamakshi suffering from chronic vertigo and so on. But let's start with the first one, what Kishorji is now having with him. Okay.
Yeah, just a second, Guruji.
Okay. So those who are watching the video can also type out your views on YouTube as you see the chart. What might be the problem that the person is going through? Okay. So it will help you understand astrology. At least I think we'll have enough time to do three horoscopes from YouTube subscribers, maybe starting with Kamakshi. Chronic health problems are definitely a result of past life karma, because doctors are not able to help us only because of that. So we need to suggest the proper karmic remedies and prayer and donation or whatever we can, using the knowledge of grahas, planets, and dasha and antardasha logics, everything, whatever we can, we'll do. So shall we have the share?
Yes, Guruji, I'm just putting in the data.
Okay. Level 3 students can always participate by contributing your view, your point of view. Can add to the discussion.
Guruji, was this a male or a female chart?
It's a male chart.
Yes, okay. Okay, so we go to Zoom screen share.
The more karmic grahas are always Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. They pack more karma. So watch out for their positions in every horoscope, because we are talking about health. Because Saturn is called the Roga Karaka, and Rahu is all the mistakes that we have done in the past life. Disobeying dharma, committing adharma, and so on is Rahu Ketu stuff. Okay. Okay, we have the chart in front of us. Did you get the time of birth? Oh, this is not D1, right? This is Navamsha.
Navamsha. The center one is D1. Navamsha
So
is
the center one is D1. Okay.
Ah.
Okay. So those of you who are new to this format, please understand, right in the middle, we have the D1 chart, which is the actual chart. You only have to look at that. On the left-hand side, you have a divisional chart. Based on request, we will examine the divisional charts. Right now, it is kept as, as a default, it is on, it's showing the Navamsha, right? And at the bottom, we have planetary aspects. If you can't see it, somebody will help you read it, right? In case you have some difficulties with the font size. So at the outset, who goes first? What might be the biggest headache? I mean, headache means the ailment or the disease that the person is going through. When you ask questions, there'll be other astrologers who will let you know. When try to answer the questions like for example, you ask what dasha the person is going through, somebody will answer. Okay, so let's start. Raise your hand and start contributing. Okay, Kamakshi, this is not your chart. This is someone else's chart. Okay. But for Kamakshi, what is the we'll come maybe after we finish this, okay? Gautam, you can also help because many questions are being asked.
Yeah. So we'll go with one important observation, which is
Okay.
the tight conjunction between the Lagna Lord and the 12th Lord and the 9th Lord. The Lagna Lord is also the 8th Lord, Venus and Mercury, happening in the 4th house.
Okay.
4th house usually in medical parlance or medical astrology parlance, it stands for the chest, the upper part of the chest, and the small intestines. It stands also for that region, which is pertaining to the early digestive system. You know,
Okay.
it also belongs to the portion below the throat.
Okay.
So we see one Graha Yuddha there between Venus and Mercury, which is a very tight conjunction. So we have to take that in note. So is there any other observation people would like to make?
I would like to make one, Kishorji.
Please.
Straight from Rahu Ketu into 8 axis itself shows chronic illness. Not that I would like to say what exactly it is, but chronic issues into 8 axis of Rahu Ketu.
Okay, we have some contributions from YouTube subscribers. Bharati Kumar says Saturn is debilitated in Aries, but I think he's using the Navamsha, right?
This is the Navamsha.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Bharati Kumar, please understand that left-hand side is the divisional chart, Navamsha. Okay. So just focus on the middle horoscope. So Sridevi, you said Rahu and Ketu 2-8. You're feeling that this could be chronic, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any particular reason why you say so? Is there some logic for it?
Because second house is the Maraka Asthana, Guruji.
Okay.
And 8th is longevity.
Okay. 8th is all the battles, right? Okay.
Right.
Is there something special about this Rahu and Ketu?
They are debilitated.
Debilitated.
Rahu and Ketu debilitated is one big point, right?
Yes.
What dasha the person is going through?
Right now they're going through Rahu and Mars.
Fag end of Rahu. Right?
And sir, and the opening dasha is Rahu, right? So if I'm not wrong, the Rahu Jupiter. This person born in Rahu. Sorry, okay.
No. That is this is 2009 onwards. The software is revealing the dasha and antardasha, but the person is not born in Rahu because you can see at the top moon is in Venus nakshatra. So the person starts with Venus dasha, goes through Sun Mahadasha, then Sun, Moon, Mars, then Rahu.
Okay, it's Bharani Nakshatra, Venus Dasha. Starting Dasha is...
Exactly.
So I didn't see, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Because
okay.
in the layout, you can see that the graha is in what nakshatra is also revealed by this software.
Oh, yeah.
Moon is in Venus nakshatra. Venus is Bharani, 21 degrees, 2 minutes of the arc. So, so at least the person is going through Rahu, right?
Kishorji, like, since you are scrolling, what is the Antardasha, like born, like the person born in
Birth?
Venus?
Okay, birth is in Venus and Jupiter Antardasha. Bhukti is Jupiter. In South India, we
Yeah.
say Antardasha is Bhukti.
So in a way, it is coinciding, like it's born in Antardasha of 6th Lord, right?
See, this is not a genetic problem. A chronic problem is not genetic. I mean, need not be genetic, right? A chronic problem is something that crops up, but stays for a long period of time and doctors are not able to solve it. The person is not recovering. They take medicine and still nothing happens. They're still suffering. So it is at such times we use the term chronic. Chronic is long-term health problem. Doesn't mean it should have occurred right from birth. From birth, we always call it genetic. Okay.
So another point that I would like to add upon Sridevi's observation is that when Rahu and Ketu are in 2-8, we usually have the 32, 45, and 60 as important
Danger.
points, or danger zones or danger years. I would not say as danger, that would be scaring the native, but we
Okay.
would say that something challenging would happen in 32, 45, and 60. So when I think the problem started, the person could have been 45 years of age, if I'm not mistaken, Guruji.
Yeah,
Around
maybe.
right?
Yeah.
Plus or minus 1 year, because right now the age would be 25 plus 23.
Yeah. The ailment started around that time, around that age. Okay. But it was on and off from Rahu Mahadasha, but since okay, is there some other extra point for Rahu? If you can look at the Rashi chart.
It is in
Ascendant is in the Rahu degree.
Rahu is in Saturn Nakshatra, Anuradha, right? So that is an additional point that the Roga Karaka is always Saturn. Okay? Roga Karaka is always Saturn.
And even to note this point, the dispositor of Rahu is in the 3rd house in Ketu Nakshatra.
It is in Ketu Nakshatra. So much again Ketu, right? There is so much Ketu in this. Maharishi Parashara in BPHS keeps mentioning the same thing again and again for Rahu Ketu. Very bad in 2, 8 and 12. Standard approach, right? So that's the reason why 2, 8, Sage Bhrigu has mentioned a lot of things. Okay. Sage Bhrigu, we are referring which book? Bhrigu Sutra by Dr. G.S. Kapoor. A very thin book, but contains a lot of information. So where do you think the problem might be?
kidneys or abdominal area, Guruji?
Abdominal area, yes. The person is having severe problem in the abdomen. Okay. And is there something about the Drekana? Can anybody guess something about the Drekana?
Could I put the D3?
No, before that, because people should know we have Ayudha Drekana, we have Chatushpadaya Drekana, we have Sarpa Drekana and so on. From that point of view, can you say Rahu is in which Drekana?
Sarpa, Guruji.
It is in Sarpa, right? Which is yeah.
And it is also Vargotam, Guruji, which means the impact will be felt. Whether positive or negative, definitely it will impact.
Very good. So now we are seeing something else. Rahu is adamant. In the D9 chart also, it is not leaving the place. It's not going somewhere else. When something is Vargotama, people always think it is good. Vargottama just emphasizes that one more time. Okay. It is so strong that it is refusing to move from that place. So Vargottama is not always good. In this case, Vargottama is bad. Okay. So Rahu, Vargottama in Sarpadrekana.
One
So
more
much-
observation.
Yes.
One more observation. So when there was a statement which qualifies for Nicha Bhanga, that is when a Graha is debilitated in D1 and exalted in D9, then Maharshi says it's a cancellation of debilitation or Nicha Bhanga. But here we can see that Rahu is debilitated both in Navamsha as well as in D1, which is
Okay.
not only Vargotam but also giving a confirmation of Nicha.
Oh, it's okay. You're saying it stresses on the Nicha. Okay.
Yeah. So it is not having any changeover from that status of Nicha.
Okay. See, so long the person has been okay on and off. This problem in the stomach comes and goes. Stomach, it just keeps coming and going. But this time it is getting really bothersome. The person is in great pain, and doctors are clueless about what to do, how to proceed. Now, with that in mind, what can you say about Rahu Dasha and Mars Antar Dasha?
Sir, like another observation, before the Dasha, Antar Dasha, from ascendant, Rahu Ketu are into 8, and from moon again, Rahu Ketu are into 8, Guruji.
From moon, correct.
Yeah.
From moon also, from Lagna also. Nice observation. Fantastic. Okay. Now, please get back to my first question.
So we'll have to refer to straight away refer to Bhrigu Sutram for the Dasha reading, Guruji.
I think pages.
BPHS, right?
Yes,
Okay.
BP.
Before that, generally, can you say what is Mars for this person?
Functional malefic, Guruji.
That's all.
Very strong.
Number 1 functional malefic.
Why? It's not number 1 because Jupiter is number 1 functional malefic. But is there something special about Mars for this ascendant?
He owns both the Maraka houses. Second
He
and seventh.
owns both the Maraka houses, Lord of 2, Lord of 7. Okay, strongly Maraka. And when a Maraka occupies 3rd and 8th, it will get very troublesome. According to the Maraka chapter in BPHS. So the person has to do Mars related remedy, and that is Subramanya Swami, especially something like where snakes and Subramanya are worshipped together, as in Kukke in Karnataka, or you have some picture, where you have Skanda with the 6 face, and obviously, the 12 arms and everything, but he's on a peacock, and the peacock has grabbed the snake in its beak and also underneath its legs. Okay, so this is the main point. So he has to do the prayer now, because if you look at Mars and Rahu, they are separated, right? They are compartmentalized. So that is a 2/12 connection. So that is another problem. And I think in the beginning, one student said Mars in Ketu Nakshatra, right? So that is also an additional point. Now we have one more point, that even from the moon, Rahu and Ketu is in 2/8. So the person has to do all these remedies until until Rahu Mars is over. And that is getting over only next year, July. Okay. So you can refer to the book and find out what is the donation that Maharishi Parashara is saying. I think he says bull or a cow in charity. That's what is mentioned. If Mars is the second lord of the... But whenever he mentions something, it has to be done because something very strong is happening. Okay. So are we done with this chart? So what are the points we got? Sarpa Dosha, Sarpa Drekana we got. Sarpa Drekana is usually very troublesome. Okay. Especially, even the other day, I think we had a discussion, right, in live stream, that
Yes.
Rahu and Ketu was in the 2nd and 8th house, and that person also had similar problem. Is that right?
Yes. In fact, that
we
was
did.
pointed out by Gautam, and he said it was a case of eating
Okay.
junk food and
Oh, eating junk food. Okay.
here also, I think the cause could be aggravated by continuous use of junk food here.
Okay.
Has to be taken care of.
So
And
people who are having Rahu Ketu on 2/8 should stop consuming junk food, right? Okay.
definitely. And Guruji, on a side note, was there any affliction mentioned in terms of some problem with wealth, assets, or spouse's health?
Yeah, it was all there, but this was predominant. Okay.
So it's all playing out actually, according
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah. Yes. Because normally when the husband falls sick, obviously the wife and children also will be affected, right? They'll be worried about what's happening. So that's a point. Okay. So shall we start with the next one?
Yes, Guruji.
Is it okay, or astrologers have anything to say about maybe we should have even looked at it from this point of view? Anything else? Just
Sir, did
popping
we
up?
feel that what is the exact ailment or health issue?
It is ulcers in the intestine.
Oh, so it
See,
was
yeah,
okay.
because Rahu Ketu is like the snake, right? So in our body, what is resembling the snake?
Intestine, Guruji.
The intestine, right? When it is happening at the birth time, if any Rahu affliction is there, it will be the umbilical cord going around the baby and trying to do something. Okay, but after birth, the only way you can connect snake to our body part is only the alimentary canal. So it is almost looking like a coiled snake. Okay.
Guruji, as well, if it is a digestive issue, Jupiter being a lot of third and sixth is also one of the culprit for digestion, liver related issues.
Oh, okay. Please avoid the words like culprit. Okay.
Okay.
So just say Jupiter indicates it. Okay. Planets are not the cause of what is happening. Only our karma is the reason. So the actions done in the past. So always the person is the one who has done all the bad deeds. It's not Jupiter. Okay.
Sorry, Guruji.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we take the first one? Kamakshi must be waiting.
Okay.
Kishorji, is it okay? You are able to feed it, or we'll take.
I can do it.
You can
I'm
do it,
reading
right?
as we are talking.
Okay. Okay.
So it is 12, and
The
in
person
fact,
is born on 20th
Oh.
December 1979. Kamakshi. Okay. Even before casting the chart, I know vertigo is always Rahu only. Okay. It's always Rahu. When I say Rahu, Rahu is always Ketu also. Rahu Ketu. Sage Bhrigu always mentions it as Rahu Ketu. He doesn't separate them, right? Because they're all on the same axis all the time. Rahu is looking at Ketu and Ketu is looking at Rahu. Admitted to hospital with severe vomiting and entire room spinning around me. Very sad about what's happening. This is extraordinary, anxiety and trouble. It's one of the worst things that can happen when you can't stand up, right? It tries to mimic Rahu effect, because when we are bitten by a snake, we can't stand. We'll feel dizzy when poison gets in. Okay.
and another one small word of caution here for people, especially budding astrologers and the viewers. Whenever we talk of these planetary afflictions or the afflictions in the chart, please
Okay.
don't apply it in your own chart and get panicked, because we are only talking right now or focusing on medical issues. And if there
Okay.
is anything that is concerning a medical issue, please go to a doctor and get a thorough checkup. We are only giving what is presented in the ancient classics, and we are following what Vedic astrology is teaching us.
Well said. Well said. Well said.
So please
Finally,
don't consider this as a final diagnosis.
Finally, we'll have to only go to doctors, right?
Definitely.
We will go to we'll go to gods. We will do the necessary remedies. And finally, what should we do? We should only go to doctors, because they have been appointed by karma to take care of us. Okay.
Definitely.
Very
And
good.
even that can be seen also from the chart. I mean, if the doctors Guru's blessing is there, or even the Shubha Grahas. So here we are going to see the chart of Kamakshi, who asked the question.
Wow. Okay. So let's hope for the best. May God bless her with a reversal of this, and may she become all right. Okay.
Okay. Once again, left side is the Navamsha and the center part
Correct.
is
They're the same format, right?
same format. Just a reminder for people who joined late, because
Yeah, the center is the D1 chart,
D1
the most
chart.
important chart. Okay. Are the inputs correct? Have we used, is Kamakshi there? 2012, 1979, correct?
And 4:35 a.m.
Okay.
Yes, and
But there is a particular date from which it started. She has mentioned that.
yeah, that is
Unfortunately, 24th February 2018. Can you spot what is the Dasha and Antardasha?
here it is. Mars and Rahu. 2018, Mars and Rahu.
See
And
that Rahu is always the reason for vertigo. Okay.
Sir, is this person born in Amavasya?
No, not born on Amavasya, because the moon has crossed the sun, right?
1 day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If moon is behind, it is Amavasya. When it crosses, it is the first Pratipat. Okay.
Yeah, right, Guruji.
Okay. Up to 12 degrees.
Ascendant degree is close with Rahu Ketu, Guruji. And also ascendant lord is afflicted by Rahu. I know like there are some almost 10 degrees apart, 9 degrees apart.
What did he say? Ascendant Lord, Mars
Is afflicted by Rahu.
Oh, it's afflicted by Rahu. Okay.
You can say it's in Rahu Ketu axis. Both Mars
So the
and
problem happened in Mars Rahu. Okay. For this ascendant, Rahu is bad, right? Because Rahu mimics Saturn, and Saturn is an enemy for this ascendant. So now when is the solution coming? She is right now in Mars, Mercury.
Mars Moon, Guruji.
Is it? Oh, Mars Moon. Correct.
Mars. And
and after that, Rahu comes. Oh. At the outset, we know it's Rahu related. So we recommend and suggest Kamakshi gets into Durga worship. Durga Sapta Sloki. Sarva Mangala Mangalya Shive Sarvartha Sadhike. Worship of the snake gods by offering small cups of milk.
her question is not mentioned here. Suffering from chronic vertigo since 2018. And
Shows like unhealthy
Mercury
due
is
to
also.
eighth lord in.
Go ahead, Sridevi.
Yeah, exactly the same thing I think we both were saying. Eighth lord in first house, which is unhealthy.
Mercury is a chief malefic here, being the 8th and Samadhipati and the 11th lord here in Lagna. But in one way, it is actually well placed.
Which
So
one?
if there was a Mercury, Guruji,
Okay.
8th Lord and the 11th Lord, most malefic for the Mars Rashis, which is Vrishchik and Mesha. But we are wondering why it came into prominence during that period. So Rahu Mars or Mars Rahu.
Because Rahu is the afflictor of Lagna Lord.
Lagna Lord. And
And Rahu is the main Karaka for vertigo. Okay.
confusion, dizziness.
Dizziness is always Rahu. Okay. After consuming what do we feel dizzy? Alcohol or drugs. So all these banned substances are Rahu items. So that Rahu not only afflicts Lagna Lord, but afflicts Jupiter as well. Right? So he's a spoiler there. And Rahu is in Ketu Nakshatra. So very strongly poisonous. But whenever Mercury sits in Lagna, there is also some problem with a kind of Pitta. Okay. Though Mercury connects to all it's a Tridosha Graha, all the three, but whenever Mercury sits in Lagna, there is some kind of Pitta in the head. So if she goes to a Ayurvedic doctor, they can treat the Pitta.
Yes. And there's this Sarpa Yoga also, the malefics in the Kendras. So 3 Kendras are occupied by malefics.
Okay.
So that Sarpa Yoga, which is going to again coming up, it's going to come up whenever the Kendra Grahas are activated. So here it is Rahu and Mars in the 10th. Both are in Kendra. Though Mars is the Lagna Lord, he's also the 6th Lord. So 6th Lord of ailments getting activated in that Rahu-Mars period or Mars-Rahu period.
Okay.
So whenever the malefics are in Kendras, I think it's not a good sign in terms of the yoga.
Good.
In that case, then when Mars Rahu is the start of the affliction, even Rahu Mars has to be watched out, Guruji.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking about that. So let the person do more of whenever Rahu is the reason, the Maharshi always suggests Goddess Durga if there is health problems. Okay.
Any spiritual remedies, Guruji, for 410 affliction? Can we say that since Rahu Ketu is in 410 axis? Apart from Durga worship?
Kul Devata, family temple god. Maybe it is maybe it's already Goddess Durga. It might be the case.
So I think that answers the question for Kamakshi.
Correct.
I hope
Yes.
And pray for her improvement in health.
Yes. So, so under Kuja and Rahu, Kuja Dasha Rahu Bhukti, imbalance of bile and Vata, that is Pitta and Vata. So, and feeling helpless. So that is how it all started, right? So he's also mentioned danger from snakes in the Vimshotri Dasha. So when you say that's because of the malefic connections, okay? So here snakes has to be related to Rahu only. So offer milk to snakes and also maybe offer milk to wherever it matters. Give it to young ones who can, like any animal which can consume milk, or maybe because anyway the Karaka for children is also there, close to Rahu. In orphanages, she can offer milk. Okay. So
what about
can we now
for Mercury related, because Mercury is the prime malefic here, one of the prime malefics, also connected to the nervous system.
Mercury Vishnu Sahasranama.
Yes. Shall we
Okay.
go to the next chart, Guruji?
Yeah. Yeah, we can go to the next chart.
Anandi Ramar. My daughter
Suffering from neuropathy.
difficulty in walking. Sorry to hear. But with leg splints, normal lifestyle, does the disease progress or will be able to maintain quality of life? 3398. Let me feed it.
Oh, okay. Neuropathy is basically Mercury and Rahu.
Anandi Ramar. 3398. And time is 2:11 a.m. India, place of birth Madurai. Okay. So we now is going to see the chart of the daughter of Anandi Ramar. And let us see what is the chart telling us. Guruji, you were saying something about neuropathy. I was typing at that time.
Mercury Rahu.
Mercury Rahu usually, because it is about the signal channels in the body is actually Mercury, like the electronics, the chips and the circuits is always Mercury. Okay, so they'll have all this tingling feeling, all that. So it's basically it goes through the signaling system. It starts from the brain and up to the last part of the, wherever it branches out, right? So there'll be numbness and all this tingling feeling, and even the muscle becomes weak. Okay.
And
Hereditary.
it seems that Mercury is
Guruji,
debilitated and in Graha
No,
Yudha pattern.
the word that she mentioned is hereditary. So there the Ketu Saturn Dasha speaks for itself at the time of birth.
Yeah. Whenever hereditary problems are there, the first dasha could be the
Sati.
Rahu Ketu, because Rahu Ketu resembles the DNA, right? That's how
Yes.
they worship Rahu and Ketu in the temples, right? You have two serpents coiled, so it resembles the DNA.
Yes, Gautam,
Same
you,
thing like the previous chart, Guruji. Rahu Ketu into 8 axis.
2-8 axis.
but here there is a difference. In Kalpurusha, we see that Pisces is considered as the leg portion. The Aquarius and Pisces signs are considered for the leg portion. So we see the affliction happening in the Pisces sign. And then there's one more important point that we have to see, and that is the tight conjunction between
Saturn, Mercury.
the most malefic planets for this graha, for this native. There is Saturn, Saturn, Sun, Mars, and Mercury all are conjunct in the third house. Third house also stands for the support system of the family, or the support system for the native.
Correct.
That affliction speaks in terms of, disability of movement. So the reason is the presence of the 8th Lord, the 12th Lord, the 6th Lord in the third house. The affliction is happening from there. And, though there is a parivartana between Saturn and Jupiter, we'll have to watch out and see which dasha seems to be having some promise. But being hereditary, I do not know how far it can be taken care of.
Shivalinga puja with having a Spadiga lingam and using milk as the Abhishek material, the fluid. So water and milk based Shivalinga puja, because Rahu sits in the sun's house, right? Whenever Rahu afflicts the sun's area, Dio, it's always Lord Shiva for Makar Lagna people, right? For Makar Lagna, the three main gods are normally Gurus, Ganapati, Subramanya, and Lord Shiva. Okay.
Rahu
But-
afflicts sun the most.
Yeah. And what is very important here is the nerve planet Mercury is
Debilitated.
so close, tight conjunction with Saturn. Okay. Like 27 degrees, 27 degrees. So this is a problem because this tight, wrapped conjunction weakens Mercury further. Because already Mercury is debilitated.
And
And-
retrograde.
And Vargotama again.
Oh,
Because in D9, Mercury holds to the same point because it is in the last Navamsha of that. So it's reaching out to Gandanta area, but it's not exactly Gandanta, but Mercury is weak. So at the outset, I would recommend that the child wears emerald throat, life on the small finger, and maybe pendant of whenever health problem, we prefer pendant over ring. Okay. Only if career problems are there, we suggest rings. So she can have ear studs with emerald and pendant of emerald to somehow boost up Venus strength, because Venus is Rogadipati and Bhagyadipati. So the Roga can be chronic because of that. Okay.
also it's a yoga karak for this native, and
Correct.
that is
Yeah.
one thing. And another point I want to make an observation to my fellow astrologer students here is that when you look at the Sarpadrekana, we see 3 grahas in Sarpadrekana,
Okay.
which is Mars, Saturn, and Mercury. And on top of that, we also see something very important here. Let me highlight it with the help of an annotation tool. And that is, please have a look at the afflictions of Rahu compared to all the other vertical lines, all the other vertical
Oh, in the column.
Yeah, that
Okay.
affliction speaks a lot about what is happening in the native's life, because it is not a small disability, it's a major disability, the ability to not be able to move around freely.
Oh.
We see that Rahu is afflicting Sun, Moon,
Oh, it is so much powerful.
Mars,
Okay.
Mercury,
Yeah, I
Jupiter.
saw that. That
Uh,
column is very different, right?
Very, very different. And the other columns are almost empty because of that.
Can you recommend very powerful places of Durga like Mugambigai temple or Chotanikara, Kali temple in Kolkata? Some
Definitely.
very
Definitely.
powerful places of where Rahu can be subdued. Then Lord Shiva's big places like maybe Kedarnath. But I know with the difficulty it won't be easy, so we'll skip that, but give simple things like Spadigalinga, Shivalinga worship at home, Om Namah Shivaya, and Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Okay, I want to tell you that whatever be the health problem, the ultimate mantra for health is only Mahamrityunjaya, Om Trembagam Yajamage Sugandhim. If one tells it with full faith and complete surrender to Lord Shiva, I'm sure the best will happen. So we find here that Ketu is also in Rahu area. It is in Rahu Nakshatra. Ketu is inside Satabisha. Right? So we have a problem there. And we see that Sarpadrekana has occurred one more time here, because the last 10 degrees of Pisces is Sarpa. And you have Mercury and Saturn in a fight in a Sarpa. It's definitely snake related. So please ask from the hands of this child, may good food be given to others, sattvic food. Okay.
Donation.
As much as possible. Yeah.
And the question that she's asked is also concerning the dasha, because the question states, does the disease progress or will be able to maintain the quality of life? So when you
Okay.
look at the succeeding dashas, we have right now currently Sun dasha going on. And following that, we have Moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn. So Mars, Rahu, Moon. I think with the remedies, the balance should be maintained, Guruji.
Correct. In cases of something that is inherited, the only route is the prayer method, the mantra method, because already things are set into motion at the time of birth. So it's very difficult. But at the same time, nobody should give up. We should try our best to, somehow activate Jupiter, who can fight with this Rahu and Ketu. Right now, Jupiter himself is in trouble because Jupiter is in Rahu Nakshatra and he's on the same axis of Rahu and Ketu one more time. So that's the reason why I suggested Lord Shiva. Shivalinga Puja
Guruji,
with
Navamsha also, Mercury debilitated, and again Yoga Karaka in D1 is debilitated. Venus.
Venus. Oh, that's
And,
an additional point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these stack-ups are going to come because the impact is too large on the native, right? So definitely the charts will be showing it in all directions, from all directions.
Correct.
We only hope and pray that the spiritual remedies that Guruji has mentioned would definitely bring some relief to the native.
Yes, definitely. Because that's our only hope now, that Lord Shiva can help the person if they can do a little bit of Shiva Puja, Mahamrityunjaya mantra, especially on the monthly Shivaratris, right? Masa Shivaratri. That's the best time to remove the poison.
So the next chart, shall we proceed, Guruji? Or
Yes,
is there?
please. Yeah.
So there is an issue called nephrotic syndrome.
Okay.
Nephrotic syndrome concerns the kidney, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yes. Nephrotic is actually kidney only. Yes, there's no doubt. Yeah. So,
can we look at this chart, Guruji? It's 2014 born.
where is it? Where is the details given?
It is in the chat, Guruji.
Sendil
Nandirama.
Murgaswamy, right? Is that? No, some error is there in the input. Date of birth. Oh, mistake. 2014, right? Time.
So he printed it as 3014 and I copy pasted it.
Okay.
But I'm assuming it's 2014. So
it must be 2014, right? There's no other way.
Can you proceed, Guruji? Because it's kids, since it's only for health, we are looking at it.
Yes. Again, nephrotic problem is actually 8th house only. 7th and 8th. It is basically 7 and 8.
It's a birth Nagarkoil. Okay.
Nagarkoil, yes.
So the chart is now where Venus and Ascendant are together.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Why is Nagarkoil not coming? Is it K?
Maybe you can try different spellings and see what comes up. Maybe Nagar, G-A-R, maybe Koil might be K-O.
No, it's G-E-R.
Oh, G-E-R, is it? Okay.
So now the chart that is coming is that of a 9-year-old kid.
Okay.
Who is suffering from a kidney ailment. And whenever we look at, when we hear the word kidney ailment, then we need to go to the 6th sign from the native's chart, D1. The 6th Lord, 6th sign, Mars afflicting the 6th house. Okay, as usual, let me remind you, this is the center chart is D1 and this is D9. The left side yellow colored is D9 in black and white. The colored one is D1.
Okay.
Sun and Ketu are exactly on same degree, sir. Here, not exactly, but 4 degrees. 4
Okay,
degrees.
there's a very important point made in medical astrology that Libra is specifically kidney in the Kala Purusha. Okay, because you can see there is a kind of an eclipse month, right? This is a person born during the eclipse. I mean, maybe not on the exact date of eclipse, but surrounding the date. Maybe the child was born just maybe 2-3 days after eclipse. But the eclipse did fall on Kala Purusha's Tula Rashi, 7th house. And that particular area is always connected to kidney because that is ruled by Venus. Okay. And Venus, kidney, urinary tract, everything is related, interrelated. So it goes
and
over.
a lot is debilitated, sir.
Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing, there is a great hope here because this is curable, 100% curable. Can you see Jupiter looking at that Saturn Rahu, where the eclipse had happened? Can somebody Google and check the range of, the dates of eclipse in this particular year and month, how close we are? Was it just closer to the eclipse day that much? The Lagna
14th
Lord,
and 15th of that month.
14th and
15th.
what is the date here? 18.
Yeah.
So 14, just 4 days, right? 4 days, it'll be very strong. Up to 7 days, it is very strong.
The eclipse is
And-
also seen here, Guruji, in this part.
Which one?
Eclipse is on sun, solar eclipse or lunar eclipse?
It is solar eclipse.
Lunar eclipse.
Lunar, yes, correct. Because moon is opposite the sun. Lunar.
Yeah. And in this case, it's very vital
Lagna Lord,
because moon is a Lagna Lord.
Oh, moon is a
Lagna Lord
Lagna Lord.
debilitated even in D9, Guruji.
But whatever, we need not, get scared in this case because Jupiter is looking at Saturn Rahu. Now, can the person tell us from when they started? Is the person around for us to get the answer? Is he listening? Can you tell us from when it happened? Because of Jupiter looking at Saturn and Rahu in the Kalapurusha 7th, it is curable.
Saturn is exalted, sir. Here, Saturn is exalted.
Exalted, right? Exalted, but I'm using the simple Kalapurusha logic.
Yes. And Saturn is retrograde. And in medical astrology, retrograde planets cannot help. So acceleration doesn't mean any good thing here.
Sir, even Mercury is debilitated here. Mercury, the 12th Lord and the 3rd Lord.
Gautam, what did you say about retrograde planets?
In medical astrology, retrograde planets cannot help. That means any planet that is retrograde will show its maximum malefic effects in terms of health.
Which planet
here,
are you talking?
Saturn here, even though it's exalted, it will affect the health because it's retrograde and is afflicted by Rahu.
Yeah, but on that Jupiter is looking, right?
Yes. And this Jupiter is not a retrograde. That's
Correct.
why, that's the main reason this is curable.
Correct, curable, correct. So we'll conclude that this is curable and not to worry. Meanwhile, can you look into Dasha-based suggestions for remedies? First thing I would say, let the child wear yellow sapphire or yellow color dress more often, because gems need not be given at this age. The person
Sir,
can...
that is Jupiter is in Rahu Nakshatra, sir. It's okay. I mean, the remedy. I mean, Jupiter grace will be. Should be counted even though, right?
Correct. Yeah, it is just that you have to fight with it. So it is also poison related from past lives.
Two more observations.
Yeah.
Mercury being the 12th Lord and the 3rd Lord is in Sarpagrekana.
Okay.
And Saturn and Mars are both retrograde. And the point that Guruji mentioned about Jupiter giving the Ganga Jal or the benefic aspect to Saturn Rahu Ketu axis. The problem is not with just Saturn in Rahu Ketu axis, but also Sun, which is in a tight conjunction with Rahu Ketu in the Rahu Ketu axis. So there is more affliction to Sun rather than
And
Sun.
Sun is also in Ketu Nakshatra.
Yeah. So that is very, very important.
Ketu on Ketu Nakshatra.
So they have to do the remedies of whatever Guruji has mentioned, and we hope that it can
So
be.
the child is going through Mercury Dasha, right?
Yes, Lagna Lord debilitated is another thing that we have to consider in D1.
D1, okay.
So,
when it is Mercury for Karkadaga Lagna, Vishnu Sahasranam every day till the problem is solved, right?
definitely.
Yes.
And can we see the starting dasha for this child, sir? Starting.
No, this
dasha.
is not, this is not that serious. I know for sure.
Sure. Okay.
It is changeable, yes. So we'll go on to the next chart. Maybe one or two more charts and then we will close the session.
Because Rahu grace is there. I mean, Jupiter grace is there.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But with the help of remedies, what happens? The doctors will also give some valid, very useful ideas, and they will get into the right way of curing the problem. Okay.
But Jupiter, right, Guruji?
Yes. Ravi, is this what you're going to see next? Ravi Tandon, 27th Jan 1987, 87. Okay. 7:15 a.m. at Kanpur. Stomach issue. Okay.
In medical astrology, a lot of importance is given to retrograde and planets in Mrityu Bhaga or in Sarpadrekana.
Correct.
So let us see. So he has straight away given stomach issue. But what is the query? Do you want
Stomach
to know?
issue, I think.
Okay. This is also Ketu Dasha at birth. Just for information.
Okay.
Say the stomach issue is because Kalapurusha's fourth house is Cancer, which represents a stomach area, and that went to 12th house. As well as for this ascendant, fourth house Lord is afflicted by Rahu.
Is Ravi Tandon still available? Has he left? Meanwhile, Kamakshi has thanked all of us. We have some contributions from viewers, so please keep an eye on it. For example, Sanjit Ramachandran Nair has said 8th Lord, 8th house and Lagna is aspected by Saturn. Right, a very good point, right? So please, Gautam, whenever you see some interesting things like that, please read it out.
Okay, Guruji.
Sir, stomach is 5th house or 4th house, sir?
See, that's what we don't know in which area it is, because it ranges from actually 6 and 7 and 8, depending upon what we mean by stomach, because we have the upper abdomen and the middle portion and the lower abdomen, right? So depending upon that, but he is not available for us to, is he available? No.
Even in the previous chart, we see the Kal Sarpa Yoga coming in play, and here also the Kal Sarpa Yoga seems to be coming in play. But some astrologers opine that this is Kal Sarpa Dosh and not Kal Sarpa Yoga.
Okay.
All the grahas in the Rahu Ketu, within the Rahu Ketu axis on one side. But depending on which side it is, then it becomes either a challenge or a blessing.
See, we have on the Zoom meeting, we have Gaza 1956. He's an astrologer, right?
Oh, that's Gary. Yeah, that's me.
Please contribute your views.
Okay, well, You have to forgive me because I read North Indian style, so I have to look very carefully.
Oh, okay. You have trouble because of
I have
the
those,
format.
but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
but
So next time we
the-
will incorporate that. Maybe Kishorji and Gautam will set up screens where we have North and South displayed side by side.
thank you.
We will do that. Okay. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Well, the thing is, he's got like just in the standard Jyotish, he's got the Gemini's sixth house, and Mercury's in the ascendant, so that brings some sort of a nervous or speech problem, I would think.
Okay.
Can we say that since Jupiter is aspecting the sixth house, there would be some good amount of relief coming in, Guruji?
Yeah, because Jupiter aspects the Rogasthana, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
And sixth
yeah.
house being the epicenter of our digestion,
Correct.
we are assuming that there will be a good amount of blessing coming in the form. And also there's an aspect of Venus on the fifth house, which is again a part connected with the stomach and the digestive system.
Correct.
Here, Jupiter is in the third house, I think, right?
Pardon?
Jupiter is in the third house, right?
Baba.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Bhava.
But right now, what is the dasha going on? It's Moon Ketu. Okay.
So this
So that in the
problem might-
12th house from like the ascendant, that's not good either with the moon there on that dasha.
Can you repeat that?
The 12th house from the ascendant that has the moon, and if it's moon dasha, then
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, and that's generally the 12th.
Using it
from-
as Dasha Lagna, right?
Mhm.
Hmm. We have
case of-
another person
in case
asking a
of,
question.
KPC
What?
before Amavasya birth.
No,
Could
it's
be
not.
Krishna Paksha Chaturdasi.
No, it is not, I think, right?
No. It is
But-
not.
Okay, 7 degree. Okay.
It might be maybe
Yeah.
Trayodashi.
Trayodashi, yeah.
No, even more than that. Because the sun is at 12 degrees and moon is 7 degrees, right? So you will have how much? Almost 2 tithis away from. It will be mostly Dwadasi or Trayodasi.
Dwadasi.
Yeah. So shall we go to the next one?
Yes. Guruji.
If people are not there in the live stream, we will quit and go to the next one, because if they're interacting, based on if you have some doubts, we ask some questions. So can we take up EL? Please tell me about my limping and chronic pain in right side hip to knee. This is Vata, VATA, Vata Rogi. Okay, every step is torture. When the person says it is a 12th house affliction, malefics on 6-12 axis, right? You can check that. Let's see if it is there. Causes
something,
difficulty to walk.
Which native, Guruji?
At the bottom, you have EL. Please tell me about limping and chronic pain. Yeah, I'll tell you the date. March 22nd,
March
1963,
1 second.
11:57 a.m. Greece. It's a female.
Name is Neil, right?
EL.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a short form, of course. So Thessaloniki, THESSALO Niki, Greece.
Date, Guruji?
Date of birth is March 22nd, 1963.
Okay. Time?
11:57 a.m. So must be having Saturn in Makara, right? Saturn.
And,
Might be in
Greece is-
Capricorn, Jupiter in Aquarius, I think.
Greece and Thessaloniki.
Correct. Thessaloniki, Greece.
That's where the chess Olympiad took place long back.
Oh, okay. So in 1963 March, it should have been Saturn in Makara and Jupiter in maybe Aquarius, Capricorn, Saturn.
So this is the chart of one of our subscribers from Greece. What is the ailment, Guruji, that was mentioned?
This is some, she says, chronic pain, limping and chronic pain in right side hip to knee. Every step is torture. So much of pain. So pain is Vata Rogi, and Saturn, Rahu and Ketu are the main pain grahas, but Mars also could be included because a little bit of Vata comes from Mars as well. So we'll look at the horoscope and try to figure it out. Now
Whenever we talk of limping, we have to look at the 12th house and Saturn.
correct.
And the 12th house lord is in 8th in the Ashtam Sthan.
Oh, it is severely afflicted by Saturn.
Yeah, and not only that, it is also in tight conjunction with Saturn, along with the second lord. And the presence of Mars, right, aspecting it in, if this blemish was not there, I mean, if it wasn't there, there was also the additional blemish of Mars aspecting the 8th house.
Okay.
Look at the aspect ratio, the aspect chart, and see there's something there. Rahu Ketu axis again predominantly coming in 2-8.
In most of the today's chart, right?
Yeah, most of, and Rahu Ketu, and also the Kal Sarpa is also coming. Even here also Kal Sarpa is there.
How many charts we are having this Rahu Ketu affliction, right?
Yeah, and it seems to be going towards that affliction of Rahu Ketu doing a sweep of the zodiac signs, with all the
Okay.
grahas on one side or the other
On
side.
one side. Okay. But this is
Also,
very
sixth lord debilitated, Guruji.
Huh?
Sixth lord debilitated.
sixth lord is debilitated. But let's focus on the 12th house because this is aimed at not allowing her to walk, right? So it's definitely that, because she used the word, unfortunately, she says, every step is torture. So sad about that. Only those who go through pain like that will know what is pain, right? We only can look at it like simply a horoscope, but it's something very troublesome.
Guruji,
Okay.
whenever we hear the word limping, we have to take into consideration Saturn.
Saturn, correct. Because Saturn himself limps, right?
Yeah.
That's how the picturization of Saturn is. And you see Saturn is the lord of the 9th in the 8th, but he has severely afflicted the 12th lord, right? And he's in that Chatushpada. Okay, Chatushpada.
Oh, okay.
Adrekana. So
Stands for-
Chatushpada always gives problem for movement.
Hmm.
Okay. So what is the best remedy? Can anybody suggest from the class?
Should help for the wheelchair.
Physically challenged people,
Correct,
help physically challenged people with wheelchair, crutches, foot calipers. And then when they go to the doctor will give them some miracle cure, okay, to find how it is. And she should go for what is called yogasana. And of course, somebody who's an expert in it, and do all the deep breathing exercise. And the other practice that she will have to do is aimed at how can I make Venus get out of this problem, because Venus is the only true benefit for this Lagna. And he is in trouble because now Venus is in the 8th along with Saturn affliction. So she should wear small diamonds all put together on the middle finger at all times and wear no other gem. And generally, because of Rahu, Mars connection on the opposite side, which is making her go through so much pain, she has to worship this form of God, which is connected to Mars, right? So Mars is Subramanya Swami. For you look at the malefics on this axis, where the 12th house of the legs are, right? Rahu Mars on that side. This side you have Saturn. So 4 out of 5 malefics in the horoscope is on the same place where the 12th lord is. I mean, the
Rahu skipping the
And they
Lagna.
all are in Mars Nakshatra, Guruji.
it is in
Mars Nakshatra.
Venus is in Mars Nakshatra. Okay, that's an additional point. So
Sir, Rahu
please,
skipped first Lagna, sir. Just
Which one?
within 0.3 degrees
what?
in Bhava.
Okay.
Rahu skipped to the first Lagna, sir. It is not in this 2-8 axis anymore.
Yeah, it is not there, but it is still on, before going to the Bhava chart, the actual position is only the Rashi chart, right? So
Yes, sir, but on our 1-7 axis is the spinal cord, maybe the problem in the
yeah,
leg
it is spinal
because-
cord. Yeah, you're right. It is a spinal cord. So it is the last part of the spinal, because 7th house means the lower back. So it's starting from the lower back. So the yogasana I mentioned was only to make that all right. The spine correction at the low, at the lower back level. And then she should be able to come out of it. The best way is only yoga, not through any physiotherapy, except through the yoga practice.
And 38 points are there in the 6th house, sir. 38
Oh,
points on.
okay, so much
Yes.
pain. Okay. 38 points in 6th house.
One more important observation I'd like to point out, because of the words that she has used, I'm forced again to see this column, Guruji.
Which one?
This column.
Rahu column.
Yes. The afflictions are, if you look at all the malefic columns, they are all well populated.
Oh,
Especially if you look at this side of Rahu on the grahas, almost all the grahas are taking a hit by Rahu's drishti.
oh, and then Mars having 100% on Venus and Saturn 100%. Okay, I want to tell that this soul in the past birth was so much used to violence and giving pain to others. So please practice what Jesus Christ said, about non-violence, forgive everybody, do not fight. We have Shanti mantras in Sanatana Dharma, like let's not fight. So all the mantras that end with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We just want peace. I don't want fight. Okay. So if you can tell that over and over again. We have some chantings like we have Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, and so on. So this is one of the most important points in this discussion, that why this hundreds, right? Mars looking at Venus 100, which is a leg, and Saturn 100, right? So much of Mars war. So we have to worship the war god, Subramanya Swami, Kartikeya, and hope for the best. And meanwhile, start helping people come out of their own pains, like foot calipers and anything to help them walk, wheelchair, etc. I'm sure you should be able to become all right again.
Yeah. On top of that, since we have the affliction in the 2-8 axis, the same remedies which were given earlier for the previous charts, like in terms of not eating non-vegetarian food.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
all.
all correct.
All those things are important, because non-vegetarian involves killing.
Correct.
And
pain.
Pain. Yeah. And then there's another thing, the affliction that's happening in the 8th house could mean that even remedial measure of helping people who are in distress, in medical poverty, who are not able to afford their treatment, they can also be served by the native. These are the points that would help, in terms of revoking the negative.
And we got a feedback from the person. She says, so right, I had a bad fall in 2018 and hit my lower back. Okay, so yes.
Already 60 years, sir. The person is 60 years old, 63 born.
No, yeah.
60.
And we have a person whose ID says as Ortho Spine Channel. 100% spine is connected to Rahu Ketu 1-7 axis. Exactly. Okay.
And one more important observation, this Mrityu Bhaga, which I mentioned earlier, the second lord is in Mrityu Bhaga.
Okay.
Moon.
Okay. Mrityu Bhaga. Okay.
Yeah, in this column, you could see it.
Correct. So much of, health problems connected to Mrityu Bhaga.
Navamsha also showing up, Guruji. Ascendant Lord is in 6th house, along with Saturn.
Okay. Again, there it's the 12th Lord afflicting Lagna Lord. Correct.
Yeah, and again 9th Lord is in 8th house, Guruji.
But
Which is
before
not-
that, the D1 chart has given enough clues about the past life, inflicting pain on others. So Kishorji's suggestion, stop consuming non-vegetarian food straight away. That's one of the best solutions.
And having sattvic
See
food
that
also.
the strength of
help.
Venus, maybe
Huh?
it can help. The strength of Venus, the 12th Lord,
Yes.
it may help. a little.
Guruji, one more point here. I don't know if it is important, but Vimshopak Bal is not.
Vimshopak, we'll use it for Dasha and Antardasha reading, but Shadbala is a good pointer anyway. Okay.
Can we see the strength of Venus, maybe?
You want to see Shadbala of Venus?
Yes.
I hope you are not troubling Kishorji with asking so many charts. What happened to
Just-
Gautam? He can help.
Just mention it.
of Venus, you mean?
Venus is how much? In Shadbala. Oh, I'm seeing YouTube channel. I'm not seeing this. Okay. So the sharing has gone away. Gautam,
Yes, good. Guruji,
Some-
I think Kishorji has some internet
Kishorji
issues
has
on
some
his
problem,
side.
right? Do you have the
Yes.
chart?
Yes, I'm open. Oh, Kishorji
Oh,
came
he's
back.
starting again. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. He's back.
Gautam, I'll need you to take over because I'm running on. There's a power outage here, and suddenly.
Oh, okay.
So this is again a karmic sign. I hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
Let us say.
So
Gautam, are you ready with your Sri Jyoti?
Or if you have Jagannath Hora also, it's fine.
Okay. Gautam is available.
Yes, I am available. Opening Sridevi now.
Okay.
L
Because
has
I may suddenly.
asked a question. Is there any hope to walk again? I mean, walk normal again? 100% yes. Don't worry. Just do these remedies which we suggested and just say, I don't want fight. I hate fight. I'm not going to injure anyone in future births. Past birth, you did injure. That's very obvious. And you'll have to spread the message of what Jesus Christ said or all the rishis of India said, do not hurt others. Okay, so please do that. And you should definitely find some methods to, you'll get some ideas on how to solve this. Which
Gautam,
horoscope
are you
are you
ready?
going to see?
Is whether the moment is totally gone or I mean wheelchair or he is asking whether whether I can be able to walk. Is it zero
That's what.
now?
Yeah. That's what I answered. So,
Oh.
see, it is karmic in nature. It can't be instantaneous, but it will help because eventually what will happen based on the remedies, the person will find a yoga teacher, proper yoga teacher who can bring them out of the trouble. Sometimes there are simple cures for big things. We're not aware of it. Okay. So
Another form of remedy, Guruji, another form of remedy would be to go into deep meditation practice because 8th house is again the house of meditation. Samadhi,
correct.
thing,
Meditation.
and, going into
Occult
any
practices.
research, if you're learning something new, that would also be coming in as a parallel remedy. Because whatever we consider for the 8th house, the good things of 8th house should work for you.
Correct.
Yeah, that is a good sign. Yeah. And Saturn being the 8th lord in the 8th house, definitely there is no problem with longevity. So please do whatever remedies are being prescribed. take it seriously.
Okay. We have Babu Bhaiya. Let's try to help him. Because he says, I am having intrusive negative thoughts of self-harm. Can you please help? Person born in 1993 must be having Jupiter in Leo or Virgo, I think. Right?
Which
Must
month?
be in
Libra 93.
93 Libra, is it? Okay. Bellary, Karnataka. Can we check that horoscope, Gautam?
Yes, Guruji,
Sir,
opening
before
up.
leaving this chart, sir, I want to mention one thing, sir. Can I?
Yes. Yes.
Jupiter is on 3 degrees in Pisces, sir, and Rahu is also 3 degrees in Cancer, sir.
Or trinal
the-
exact connections. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's what I
Guruji, I got
said. It's based on Jupiter. I said she can become all right.
Ah,
Okay.
got it, sir. Yeah.
But it'll take
So
some
power
time
is-
because these are karmic.
Got it, sir. Yeah.
Are you able to see the screen, Guruji?
Wait, let me see.
In Zoom.
You're trying to enter the details, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm seeing right
Uh,
now. I'm on YouTube.
I am also
I'm
sharing
not
the
on
screen.
Zoom. Okay. But I can tell you what the date of birth is. 18th
Ah.
October 1993, 1:37 p.m. Bellary. You know,
So please share power by.
self-harm is usually Saturn moon connections or Rahu moon connections, right?
So
Maybe
the
Venus
chart that we are seeing
debilitated
right
at that
now,
time.
yeah, right now what we're seeing is Babu Bhaiya, who is from Bellary. And what was the affliction he's mentioning?
Yoga Karaka is debilitated.
Is he available? If you're available, just mention on YouTube
Oh,
that
negative
you're
thoughts
available.
and tendencies.
Correct. That's what he said.
Rahu
Sir,
moon close conjunction.
Moon is debilitated, sir. Here, Rahu is also debilitated.
What did I say even before looking at the chart? Right?
Yes.
And you now know
Yes.
Rahu is angry because he's debilitated, Ketu is debilitated. But in fifth house, what does Sage Bhrigu say? You always feel you're in the wrong place, right? He says that
Yes.
in Bhrigu Sutra. And what is the exact remedy that we've been recommending all the people having this kind of Ketu in the fifth?
Naga Pratishta, sir.
Naga Pratishta. Why Naga Pratishta? Fear of something in the past, right? Ketu. Oh, this way of presenting is good. But do you have a parallel sheet for this for North Indian format? How much time will it take for you to develop the same thing with a North Indian, not this page, an additional page, this page 36, page 35, can you create one with North Indian? We can go back and forth. But anyway.
Sir, we have more
one day.
debilitated planets here, sir. Sun,
Huh?
Sun,
Venus,
Venus,
Ketu, Rahu, Moon.
Rahu, Ketu.
Fifth lord
Saturn.
Venus debilitated.
Okay, but before anything, I want to tell you, first, self-harm is not to be pursued. Okay, first you have to drop that. How will you do that? Become Lord Shiva devotee and start practicing Mahamrityunjaya straight away. Okay. Now, whatever we are saying here is only for analysis purpose. But if you start looking at the good side, okay, what is the good side in this horoscope? The best thing that has happened in this chart.
Saturn is in its own
What
house
is
and
that?
the Lagna.
It is a Panchamaha Yoga, right?
Sasha
Yes,
Yoga,
sir.
Guruji.
Yes.
Sayo-
Shastra Yoga or Shastra Yoga. Okay. So that particular yoga is alone enough to bring out this person from any problem, because that is a opening statement by Maharshi Parashara that if the Lagna Lord is strong in Kendra, in Lagna, then surely it will be able to battle with so many other negatives in the horoscope. So don't bother. We look at right now, the person is going through Ketu. We all know that. I've written an article on Ketu Mahadasha. The title of the article, you can Google Ketu Dasha, oh my God. But when I say, oh my God, what I am just actually saying is, why don't you go to God? Pray to God. So get a pendant of Ganesha. Wear the pendant of Ganesha, where the Ganesha pendant, exact pendant is very close to your heart, and keep practicing Ganesh mantras. And if possible, organize a Naga Pratishta, installation of a snake idol. And you can see opposite you have Rahu and Moon, which is giving you the negative thoughts. You may need a little bit of help from, psychiatrist. But better psychiatrist is actually Lord Shiva. Okay. So he can be the greatest motivator for you. When he is there, don't worry. So just do Shivalinga Puja with milk. Because Rahu and Ketu, poison. Opposite of poison is milk. Okay. What is the, as far as the Ketu Mahadasha, till 2026, you have to be very careful. Okay. Don't panic. Don't bother. It will all change, right? We all go through a bad patch.
After that, it will be all right, sir?
Yes, yes. After Ketu, everything will be back to normal.
Yes.
Okay. So
But
this
there
is
is one more yoga, sir, here, the 9th and 10th, or what do you say? They exchanged their houses, sir.
the 9th Lord and 10th Lord as exchange houses. That's a very nice exchange. Even though there is a Venus is Nicha, we have to give some weightage to the exchange, right? That's nice.
Yes.
Yes. There's some
The
problem
Saturn
with
actually
Sun and Jupiter conjunction, right? Very tight. 1
Very
degree,
tight,
1
sir.
degree,
Here, please, sir.
combustion. So let the person always practice Guru mantra, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. That mantra to be practiced, Lord Shiva, Guru and Ganapati, Ganesh, Lord Ganesh. These are the main gods. But the pendant is very important. And go on low profile, don't enjoy life. Always just relax, be calm, get into spirituality. You can sit in a discourse where people are talking on spirituality, and make sure you cross this Ketu Mahadasha without much problem. Whenever negative thoughts of self-harm comes, please be warned that it's very bad, because it is equivalent to murder if you hurt yourself. Okay, nobody should do that. And the soul will be in great trouble if you do that. So always try to solve the problem here itself. Now don't try to do anything to yourself, because that's not good. Because you are a child of your mother. You have no right to kill somebody, right? So that's the logic you should use. So please do not try any self-harm.
Sir, Saturn actually shifts to the second bhava in the bhava charts.
Venus is exalted in D9.
Which
Sir,
one? Yeah, it is okay even then, because it
Venus
is still,
is exalted
it
in
is in
D9, sir.
Swakshetra, right? Huh?
Even yes.
No,
Yeah.
even if that exaltation is not there, Sridevi ji, there is a parivartana between Venus and Mercury.
Correct. There are a lot of
Where
nice
the
things.
9th and 10th
Yeah.
nice yogas are there.
Yes,
So
yes.
Raja yogas
All
are
he has
there.
to do, that Ketu 5th house, fear factor, don't watch any horror movie, don't watch any negative movies, only look at devotional movies, watch that, and Shiva Puja, Ganesh Puja, and the Subramanya Swami Puja. These are the main point of worship. And read all
Guidance
these.
from Guru, consultation.
Pardon me?
Guidance from Gurus in this phase more important.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
the
Yeah,
own brain will
needed. Yeah. Needed. Okay. So don't worry. Okay. So we'll go on to the next chart.
So Gautam, are you sharing or do you want me to take the next chart?
What chart are you going to take? And how long are we going to do? It's already 9:58.
Oh, okay. There is one from Ranjana.
One more chart. We'll take one last chart. This will be the last chart. And we'll come back again some other time in the week. Okay.
So there is one chart from Ranjana Nair. Am I audible, Guruji?
Yes.
And there it is, she says she met with an accident in 2007 and then from then on bedridden, can't walk, everything on wheelchair.
Oh my God.
So 29 July 1980. Let me pull up the chart.
12 those planets, right?
Yeah.
Lagna Lord going to the 8th, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see the chart. It's coming up shortly.
Oh, so sad. Met with.
So time?
Time of birth is 5:02 a.m.
Place would be Mumbai.
Yes.
Yeah. Female.
So the degree, the Lagna
See,
degree.
before continuing, Babu Bhaiya has said these negative thoughts suddenly started 3 days ago out of nowhere. Whenever it comes, you just try to ignore it, because life is such an enjoyable thing. No matter what the
Sir,
trouble is.
I heard
Please.
once, sir, Aditya Hrudayam, it will help a lot.
Correct. Yes, Aditya Hridayam helps a lot, but specifically for Ketu Mahadasha, it is only Ganesh Puja, Ganesh Mantra. So you have Gajananam Bhuta Ganadi Sevidam or Vakratunta, or you have some like Om Sumukaya Namam, Ekadantaya Namam, Kapilaya Namam. Just keep praising Ganesh and read spiritual books, Bhagavad Gita, because in Bhagavad Gita, a lot of motivation is there, right? Because Arjuna is demotivated and feeling very sad. He is depressed with what's going on, and then Sri Krishna alerts him. So I could read Bhagavad Gita to be motivated, and whenever you either motivational lectures you listen, or people who say how we fought and overcome everything. So whenever the thoughts come, just do it. Okay. Whose horoscope are we going to see?
The one that said met with an accident, Guruji.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
So I'll have
12th
to
Lord is
restart.
100% aspected by Saturn. Almost the
Sir,
same
it is on
degree.
the eclipse day, sir. It is on the eclipse day, I think. Right, sir? Sun.
No, I think.
We have to see on the date and time. Because we have to see.
Is this the new chart?
29 July 1980.
Yeah,
Why
it
is
looks
it
like
all
Gautam
of
is
them
sharing
having
it.
Rahu and Ketu in the same 2-8?
I'm really surprised. Like,
How many horoscopes today? Okay, let's do some justice. First, find out when it happened. No, can somebody find out? She said 2007, but not the month. Can Ranjana Nair type out the month of this unfortunate event? Because it helps us locate the planet that is the reason. In 2007.
Sixth Lord in fourth, no, sir.
Huh?
Sixth Lord Mars is in the fourth house, right?
No, first of all, vehicle problem is fourth house, right? Fourth house. So sixth lord in the fourth makes us susceptible to vehicle accidents, because sixth is accident.
Fourth is vehicle.
Fourth is vehicle, right? Eighth is also kind of accident, but sixth is hurting us. Sixth is the hurting house. So sixth lord in the fourth lord in the sixth is one of the main thing that precipitates this kind, makes it possible. And we always say those who have fourth lord in the sixth or sixth lord in the fourth to donate wheelchairs as much as you can, right? Because wheelchair is a vehicle. And okay, do we have her still? She's left, I think, right? We don't know the month. Anyway,
I think the worst thing is that Moon Ketu.
Pardon me?
Moon Ketu, which is moon debilitating.
Okay, Moon Ketu. Okay.
Sir, it is on eclipse, 2 days before eclipse, after eclipse, sir, the birth.
No, maybe on the date of eclipse.
I saw, sir, 27th July is eclipse day, sir. Born on 29th, but eclipse day is on 27th.
Okay.
Because moon passed.
Maybe sun is little bit few degrees away. Could be a partial eclipse or something.
The Venus Karaka for vehicles is having 100% aspect from Saturn, which is also 8th Lord.
Okay. It is lunar eclipse, yeah.
It's a lunar eclipse, correct.
The Venus is in 12th house.
The eclipse is just penumbral, and traditional astrologers don't take account of penumbral eclipses, Guruji.
No, we are not actually looking at the astronomical eclipse. We are looking at the astrological eclipse. Right. So we are not going to give any importance to anything else except that Sun Rahu, some connection spoils that.
It is the first eclipse in the pair, sir.
Okay. We are not actually looking at the eclipse, please don't think like that. We are looking at, there is a problem in eclipse that Rahu and Ketu afflicts the most, right? It's very active. We have an interesting point here. Ortho Spine Channel says, I am a spine surgeon, have Rahu Ketu on 1/7 axis, and my colleague who also is a spine surgeon has Rahu and Ketu on 1/7 axis. Thank you so much, doctor, for giving us this idea, because we've always been suspecting why is it that the doctors are using the symbol of the snake, right? In the, what do they call that? Kardashians or something. So the snake coiled is actually the spine. And most of Ayurveda believes that the spine is the ultimate. That's why Surya Namaskar is such a big, solution for most of the disease. Thank you so much for giving us that clue.
Sir, 12th Lord and the 12th, sir, here.
12th Lord and the 12th. But, I think the person did say the accident happened in 2007. Can somebody just look up 2007, what Dasha and Antardasha?
It could be either Mars or Saturn. Most likely Mars.
No, it's already here, 2007, Moon. Moon
No,
Antardasha.
Guruji.
Jupiter. Okay. So, Jupiter is what? 7th Lord, right? Maraka. For Mithuna Lagna, Jupiter is a Maraka Graha. So, Jupiter can be troublesome, especially in the 3rd house. Then, so with 2007 could have been Mercury. What is
Mercury
Antardasha?
under, it's Mercury.
Mercury, okay. Where is
Mercury? I'm saying actually. Mercury under Mercury, it could be Pratyanta Dasa. I'm saying it could be Mars or Saturn. Because you want to narrow down to, you want to narrow down to the month, right?
Correct.
Guruji, one small technical problem here. We are not able to see the screen shared by Gautam.
Is it?
Yeah, even I'm not able to see, and another member has mentioned it.
Oh my God. But I'm able to see.
I think since there was a power outage and I joined the Zoom again, the Zoom has to be, I think, devoid of screen share and then restarted. So Gautam.
But sometimes it is blacking out. I saw that, but it's now back again.
But I can see it.
And now I think we can see it. Yes.
Okay. So Jupiter, but since we don't know the month, it could be Jupiter, Saturn and Jupiter, Mercury, right? I think Jupiter, Saturn must be the time when it happened. What do you think? Is it not the 8th Lord in the 4th?
Saturn events 8th Lord.
At least 8th Lord, right? So Jupiter, Saturn could be, and it is compartmentalized.
It could be because the native also said, like, they could not move, right? So he's expecting the 12th Lord. Sorry, he's expecting the, he's expecting the 12th Lord, right?
So Kishorji used to use this aspect table and look at the column, right? Can Gautam do that?
Let me see if I can pull this up.
Hemlata Kumar. Huh?
Are you able to see my screen, Guruji?
Wait.
I will stop the share.
Not this one. The aspect table.
Yes, my screen is coming up. I think
yes,
it's visible now. Yeah. So.
Okay, for the North Indian chart, maybe Gautam can come in once for 5 minutes.
No, I fixed the North Indian here on the right side.
Okay.
So I removed that Badaka and Argala table. I kept the Rashi D1 and Navamsha D1 here.
Okay.
So those who are wanting to look at, I think One gentleman who requested the North Indian chart.
That was me.
Sorry, I couldn't get your name.
Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sir,
Saturn
one thing,
aspecting
Moon in 8 is
Venus.
not good,
Venus.
sir. Moon in 8 is not good, and the Ketu conjunction is there. It is second lord. Moon has it is lunar eclipse.
Yeah, that speaks actually to the emotional damage. Moon, Ketu in it, like huge emotional trauma. I think that makes sense because of this incident, right? Yeah, they might have had this huge trauma.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And
An event like
and also
this.
So Guruji, I think Saturn aspecting 12th lord, right? Venus 98. If I look at correctly, I'm on my mobile. Pardon me if I'm looking incorrect.
And the 12th lord is in the 12th. It's also an important point, I think, right?
Very important.
Venus is in the,
Wait a minute.
12th lord and 12th,
Whatever Sai said is very important because Saturn is aspecting the 12th maximum, right? 91.
Is there any Bandhan Yoga here, Guruji? Because we see the aspect of Saturn.
On the 12th.
So yeah, Saturn and Mars, and Saturn being in Sandhi here. That is another problem.
No, the point is when Saturn has anything to do with the 12th house factors, it is called restricting our freedom, tying us down to a spot. So you have Saturn not only looking at 12th, but looking at 12th lord as well.
Yes.
Both. Because on 12th lord, Saturn's drishti is how much?
91,
right?
And Ketu is 98.
Yeah, so it is too high on the 12th house.
12th house is hospital, bedridden, bed.
Yes.
Tying the person to the bed. It's kind of in Bandhana Yoga, like not going out of house.
So first thing, again, wheelchair idea and giving beds, right? Giving beds to people like old age home, you give bed for others to sleep. That is one of the top remedies for 12th house affliction.
And whenever we hear this freedom of movement being restricted, we also need to look at the third house, which is in a Papa Kartari.
Correct. Between malefics. The third is under pressure.
Between malefics. So
that is where Jupiter is. So when the event happened, it was Jupiter Mahadasha.
And the Lord of the third house is in the Rahu Ketu axis, the eclipse axis.
Correct. And so because right now the person is going through Shani Mahadasha, whatever we said for Saturn remedies, starting from Kuldevata worship, family temple. I think in Kerala, they go for more with the mother side temple, I think. Since he's from Kerala.
Worshipping Mars related remedies also should help, Guruji, because it's the sixth lord and the two is in the angry state.
Definitely. Mars, Skanda Shashti Kavach. Skanda Shashti Kavacham. Right.
And is there anything in Sarpadreka now?
Why Mars? Can you explain again?
Sixth lord
conjuncting.
He is the primary reason why a vehicle accident can happen.
Okay, thank you.
And he's the most malefic here, being the 6th and the 11th.
Yeah, Mars malefic,
Mercury
Can we see the D4?
D4.
Yeah, for conveyance, he's looking for the.
Oh, okay.
Saturn afflicting. Saturn's aspect is there.
Lagna Lord 12th. And it
You're
happened
right,
Jupiter.
you're right.
Jupiter Mahadasha, right? Lagna Lord 12th.
No, when you look at the Mars, the fourth house and the Graha there, it's getting aspected by two big malefics.
Correct.
Very first primary is the divisional charts, ascendant lord is in 12th.
Yeah.
See, one comment from Priya. She says 12th lord in first house, hospitalization of self. A valid point because 12th means hospital and 1 means myself. Okay, so any connection between 1 and 12 is a hint. Okay, so let her do the, let her increase the charity to help people stand up, or in old age homes, bed. Kul Devata temple. And what worship? Worship is?
Sixth Lord worship, Guruji.
Correct. Sixth Lord worship is the highest. Correct. Exactly. Sixth Lord. So it's Mars based only. Mars worship. So you have Kukke, Subramaniam, because Rahu is also involved, 2-8 axis, eclipse.
One observation was made in D4 was, apart from Lagna Lord thing, the Mercury in the 4th house of D4 was debilitated.
Okay.
Was it Sai Garu? Okay, so debilitation gets cancelled, right? We have
No,
to
in the
give
D4,
that.
D4.
Yeah, from D4 I'm saying, because Mercury in D1 is actually a known sign. So that is one thing. So there is some saving grace here for the native, Guruji. Because
Okay.
when he said debilitated, I was wondering if there was a chance of removing that blemish, and there is.
Okay. Meanwhile, CV says my husband has Rahu Ketu on 1/7 axis, a doctor. So are we discovering some patterns for doctors? That most of the doctors are having Rahu Ketu on 1/7.
Okay. CV has
Sanjay.
also given a date of birth, right?
Which one?
CV has given a date of birth. And the details are there. Is that the one you're talking about, Guruji?
CV.
Yeah.
No, the last comments. In the last fourth, last but 4.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that same CV has given date of birth and also asked for suggestion.
I see. I didn't see that. Okay. But I think it's time, right? It's already 10:15. So we have done quite a bit right today. So we should all be tired. Shall we quit and come back again maybe somewhere around the week?
Thank you very much, Guruji.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much for participation. You helped a lot of people. You are also spreading the awareness of astrology, how serious all this is.
Sir, if we know what kind of accidents, because Moon is in the 8th house with Ketu, with lunar eclipse, if it is because of water or it will be a good.
No. I think it is a typical vehicle accident.
Vehicle accident. Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe thank you, Gary. Next time we will have the north and south chart first, and then we will flip to the other pages. We will try our best to do that. It maybe helps people from North India also. Okay. Sorry that we'll have to quit. The other subscribers, please kindly hold on. We will come back. Thank you for your patience again. And whatever karma might say in the horoscope, that is 1.1 something, but we still have God and free will with us. We have lots of things that we can do to change our condition. So none of us are supposed to give up under any condition. We are always supposed to live with hope, and God is the first hope and the biggest hope. Okay. So we will, of course, is there a way to save the chat so that maybe offline also you can do some research and keep everything ready for the next time? Okay.
I've already done that, Guruji.
Very good. Okay. Done. Thank you. So,
thank you, sir.
Okay. We'll quit. We'll come back. I think we
Most
had a
provided.
very healthy session, right, today?
And we saw a pattern emerging whenever we saw.
very so much of repetitions, right?
There was a lot of one-sidedness in the chart.
Yeah, Rahu Ketu, so much evident.
No, 2 observations. One is that one-sided nature of Rahu Ketu axis the chart.
Okay.
Being in one side of
pushing all the planets to one side. Okay.
Yeah, and the other thing is that 2/8 prominently 2/8 being displayed.
Okay.
And the other thing, the third point is the connection of the 6-8-12 lords.
Okay.
3 important observations. And of course, 4th one is that Rahu vertical column in the aspects.
Okay.
4 points we have to keep in mind.
Also, Saturn.
VK Varman chose to remain quiet today. I don't know why. Okay.
On top of it, the same Rahu Ketu 1/7 axis, doctors were coming in.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. Maybe they are helping people with this problem, right? So they might also be clearing up some of their bad karmas of the past life, right?
Yeah. Either you suffer or you treat people who are suffering.
Right? What a nice idea. Okay.
It's like charity.
No.
And, Guruji,
Yeah.
when there is an affliction in the 2-8 axis, but I mean, astrologically or zodiacally, we see the affliction in 2-8 axis, but the actual suffering happens in the form of this bandhan yoga, like freedom of movement, or the nervous problems that we saw, or the digestion problems that we saw. And does it mean that any 2-8 remedy should work for them?
Yeah, I think, because if you look at why the sin is usually surrounding the way we made assets, the way we, maybe eat or deprive people of eating. So either it is, taking away money, or so it's all centered around second house only, our income and our food, right?
Yes.
So ultimately, of course, the basic need is with the money you can eat for a long, as long as you live. So one of the main fear is, will I have food for the rest of my life? So, but Rahu Ketu, why Rahu Ketu is because Rahu grabs more than necessary, because a snake will always swallow everything whole. And that may be the reason why Rahu and Ketu on 2-8 axis is coming up so many times. That's very strange, right? We saw today so many times.
2-8 and coming out in multiple directions.
Correct.
It's very strange.
Okay. Or as astrologers, we should expect it, right?
And
so meanwhile, on Zoom, Purnima says, my cousin holds a PhD, but he has 1-7 Rahu Ketu as well. Okay.
No. See, this is what I wanted to point out in the beginning itself. Just because we are discussing the charts, don't please apply it on the chart and start panicking. It doesn't work that way, because there are so many parameters. If it was as simple as 2 times 2 is 4, then everybody would be an astrologer by now.
Correct.
So it's not so simple like that. Please don't apply it directly, especially budding astrologers and viewers.
Okay.
If the YouTube streaming is still going on, then it's a note of caution to the viewers also.
Okay.
So what we are predicting here, what we are looking at the chart is based on what research we have been doing, and all the minute aspects going on, like the degrees and the aspect tables, and also the other things which technically may not have any meaning in day-to-day life, but for an astrologer it makes a lot of sense. So don't apply it directly and get scared off. That's one thing. And another thing, don't take the advice or suggestions given as the 100% treatment thing. It's just a parallel thing that you do along with your treatment, whatever it is.
Correct. Meanwhile, All About Motivation says, sir, anyone with severe knee pain can donate wheelchair as remedy. Please suggest. Okay. So I think VK Varman this Saturday, he distributed lots of wheelchairs, right, VK Varman?
No, Guruji, it's for next Saturday, the 30th.
Oh, next Saturday. Oh, it's not it. Okay. But I think every month you're doing something or the other, right? So,
and coincidentally, the number of people we are distributing wheelchair and crutches and walking sticks all adds up to 53. So
53. Oh, which is 8 again, Saturn's number.
Yeah, again 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
This was actually pending for a lot of people. So the thing is, we need to find the right candidates, someone who doesn't misuse the system.
Correct.
So a lot of people's donations have been pending for 2 to 3 months, and we have just summed it up. And when we ended up counting it, it ended up as 53. So
okay. Do you have any WhatsApp group where the subscribers who are having to donate wheelchair, etc., can connect to you, or through some other means be in touch with you, and you can, maybe they can send me an email, ekdilipkumar@gmail.com, and maybe
we can add them to the EKDK charity group, and
okay.
And
so beneath yes, in the description beneath the YouTube video, I'll be just giving you some simple ideas like how you can go about it. I think once in a while, like VK Varman and the rest of the astrologers here are organizing a lot of charity, especially wheelchair and crutches and walking sticks. That is the electronic walking stick that helps a blind person identify a ditch in front and also any object in front. It vibrates. That was invented by IITians from New Delhi. So we have lots of things happening like this. So stay in touch. do something good for others and good will come to you. Okay. Thank you. So shall we?
like
And
that
I also,
I like that part, Guruji,
I
where-
also, sorry, Kishorji, I'll just finish quickly. I just also want to take this opportunity to say that regarding the video of self-harm that we were discussing, Guruji has written an excellent article why suicide isn't worth it and on his WordPress website.
Okay.
And
Why suicide is useless.
useless.
Okay.
And I would suggest anyone who has that feeling to definitely go through or read through that article. So
Okay.
not only
it's
that, even the other one,
pretty much
the other one about why snake dosha or something, naga dosha, why not lion?
Yeah, the article is why only Sarpa dosha, why not lion, elephant, tiger dosha. If you just Google, you should be able to get it.
Please
Okay.
post these article links in the YouTube info, Guruji, because people are not aware of it. And if they are not aware, and it's of no use, right?
Correct. Okay, I'll do that. In the description, I'll place the link as well. Okay. So fine. We had according to me, I'm very happy with today's session. Lots of people must have gained, they must have got their answers, and also we are now proving some points about karma theories. Archana has pasted the link for why only Sarpa dosha, why not lion, elephant, tiger dosha. So all this, as much as we know, please inform others, please encourage others. Let it not be just motivation, but we are trying to reverse karma wherever the karma was bad and try to take advantage of positive karma being developed in this life, so that our next lives we are in a much better situation than what we are right now. Okay. So thank you once again, all of you. We'll catch up again.